There's not enough Ron. They should have just made a Ron show.
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Is there echo? Is there reverb on?
Yeah. It's me, Dave Reverb.
What the fuck?
Are we going to turn on suit? Because I don't know how long this funny's going to last.
We're recording.
Okay, good. All right.
Speaking of which, welcome back to DQP Does, the Drafty Quarters Podcast Network movie review show, where we work on cars and our wife is, I don't know, works for a computer company. I didn't know. I didn't have one for that.
I like that one.
It's better that it trailed off.
With me this evening is my co-host Russell.
I want a fucking arm cannon embedded in my arm thing. That
No.
was cool.
No, because you'll shoot your dick off.
It goes in my left hand. I don't
You'd
ever do
still
the
shoot your
stranger
dick
anymore.
off.
I'm an adult.
You just sit on your other hand, sit on your right hand until it goes to sleep, and then, anyway.
I sit on both of them.
It's
You
like
sit on both of them?
Yeah.
Real wild.
I use my predominant hand, so we call that the acquaintance.
Jesus Christ. All right. Also with us is Nathan. I don't know for how long. He might leave.
I just jerk off manually. And I don't call my hand anything. I don't want a gun in it. Like built in.
Yeah, not while you're masturbating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, it got to masturbation real quick this episode.
You're welcome.
New record.
We also have Dave.
Hi, I also jerk off.
Me too.
Whoa, high five. Not that hand.
Joke's on you. I use them both. Not at the same time, though. For God's sakes, I can't stress that enough.
Doesn't stretch that far.
Nope. No, I don't want to do the podcast.
Yeah, I'm sad
I
too.
knew it. Boo. So this week we're going to go over Upgrade. It came out in 2018. It's rated R. It is an hour and 40 minutes. Quick synopsis. It's Punisher in the future, but instead of his whole family, it's just his wife, and he has to get a computer chip put into his spine to get him to walk again, and this AI that's in it ends up taking over his body, and he finds out that it was the AI that had him and his wife attacked so that it could become a human. The end.
I knew this was going to be the quickest rundown from you ever. Because
That was pretty quick.
it's such a simple story.
Yeah, it's a simple story. There's and the story doesn't matter that much. Like the like what you would consider the main plot. The main plot of him and his wife get attacked, she gets killed, he gets injured, he gets to walking again.
Yeah.
And then goes after the guys that killed his wife and hurt him. Like, that doesn't actually matter. Like, that part of the movie could have been anything. It's kind of more about this AI like taking over his body and like tricking him. But you don't really know that until, there's a few parts where you could have figured that out.
I guess I felt pretty blindsided by the ending. Like, I was like, wait, what?
Like,
It got me. Like, I thought, oh, this is just like the same thing we've seen before.
Right. So there's two parts that made me think, and then the other one I figured it out. So the one that made me think was when the guy that created this AI tries to shut it down. and it tells him to turn off the input guards. The AI tells Gray, the main character, to turn off the input guards, like go to this hacker and get him to block, basically like shut off his Wi-Fi, I guess. I don't know how you would say it. But he tells him to turn off the input guards. So after that, it doesn't ask Gray for permission to do stuff anymore. And you could take that as either a streamlining of the action, or you can take it as it doesn't need permission anymore to take over. And I was like, that's kind of weird. But then, like I said, I like had like this built in, like, okay, well, there's a explanation for that, right? Like they're streamlining it so that he doesn't have to explicitly give it permission every time, even though he does explicitly give it permission every time before that. But he doesn't after. Right. So if you catch that, you're like, wait, what's going on? And then the part where I was like, it's the AI did it. I wasn't sure why until the end, but the AI did it was when the cop is the detective, what was her last name? Gomez or something?
Sure.
I don't remember. She was chasing Gray, and the AI takes over a car and crashes it into her. And it's like not even subtle about it. It's the exact same model of car that they had when they were when they crashed, when like the auto driving like fucked up and took them to the wrong part of town and then wrecked. It's the exact same model of car and everything. So it was like, okay, kind of showing your hand a little bit there. And Cortez. Yeah, I couldn't remember what. I knew it was easy. It was an easy name. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't like double twists. Just because it's like, you were expecting. It's like it almost dates it, but I feel like this movie came out after that was a thing. Because like twists were a big thing for a few years, and then it was like everybody expects twists, so we're gonna do a double twist.
Yeah,
and I fucking hate that shit. Like the first couple people to do it, it's like, oh, that was cool, and then you're like, oh, well, now every fucking movie ever is doing it. That's
right. What a triple twist.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna like start the twists at the beginning of the movie.
The whole movie's a twist.
The whole movies are twists, and then you just realize that's just storytelling. Oh, I just learned a new thing. What a twist! No, I just learned a thing. Yeah, I just learned a part of it.
No, it's a twist.
Yeah, no, it's a twist. But the double twist basically being like, it explains that Aaron was the one that hired the guys to attack Gray and his wife, and that Gray was the target, not his wife. And then when he gets there, Aaron tells him that it was the AI that did it, which is dumb. I mean, that's the part of the movie I don't like.
You like the part of the AI taking over?
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of the movie, and I think like the acting and stuff was good. There was only one spot where I really thought the effects were terrible. And it was weird because like the effects in that particular part were pretty shitty to me, and then the rest of the movie was like pretty good. So it was weird. The sneezing thing.
That was
yeah. It just like it looked hokey as fuck. It didn't look as polished as the rest of the movie. The whole idea of that part was dumb. Like it's cool in a way, but it made that character way too OP because so there's like a group of these upgraded guys that are going after him, but they're not controlled by an AI. They're like just computer enhanced, like they were soldiers basically. And
they were the new race.
Yeah. And that wasn't really delved into at all because they have like this like racial superiority thing going on. And it's like sort of mentioned, but not really delved into at all.
Yeah, it doesn't go too far into it.
I think it's like the beginning So like the way I took the entire movie was that like this is like there's intense amount of technology happening all at once, and so we're like seeing the beginning of like a technological revolution as far as like implants go, because like even the doctor doing the autopsy on the one guy that gets killed first, like he's like, I've never seen this much computer hardware in a person,
implants, right?
So
yeah, and that but like I feel like that's a part of the movie that should have been either left out or a bigger part, right? Because, well, I mean, like I get the like kind of like being like, oh man, cybernetic enhancements, that's kind of new. That's fine.
Yeah.
But like them specifically talking about a superior race of human beings because of them being enhanced, and like the hacker randomly being like, we can't let them win, and like running away, like she knew what was going on.
Yeah.
They knew what was going on because they refused to be labeled, gendered. It's just that weirded me out. Like it didn't make any sense.
I really liked that. That's actually some of the stuff I liked the most about the movie.
I would like it if they went more into it.
Yes, if it was like a 12 episode series.
Yes, I agree. So I wanted more of this.
I like this world that they're building. Like I said when we watched the movie, I was like, when he's looking over the cityscape, I was like, in my head canon, that's Night City.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it fits so well with like the Cyberpunk game, and like this movie, like some of the movies we've watched could arguably be Cyberpunk, maybe not Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
but this movie is like.
The only thing it was really missing was like the big corporations, which they're mentioned.
Yeah.
And the Aaron guy was like owned one, but they never really went into it being a corporation. They were just like, he's a guy.
I'm upset that the script fell into the hands of Blumhouse because they very rarely build a series.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, had the script fallen somewhere else, like I don't know what we would have gotten. So like I like the little pieces of world building because like it drew me in. It didn't like weird me out. I mean, that's me, but I guess
weirding out was a bad. I didn't like that it wasn't delved into.
Yeah, more established. Yeah. But also like I just don't see, without expanding it into like, because to me I don't think there's a whole lot to cut. Like, I think this movie, I think what they did is, which is actually one of the few things I would praise Blumhouse for, is when they do a movie, it's usually the meat. Like, there's not a whole lot of things that they could cut out. Sometimes I feel like they cut too much.
Yeah, that's more what I'm getting at, is that I feel like they cut too much in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this could have been a 2.5 hour movie and it wouldn't have been bloated. I feel like it would have explained everything.
I mean, that I agree with.
I could agree with that as well.
Like, I mean, a lot of times when you go that route, it ends up being bloated because they don't know what to put in, or they just put everything they thought of in. But there were enough pieces in this movie that it could have been a much longer movie.
Yeah. And I mean, it's from 2018, so like we're coming up on 3 years. I would like to, like, especially the way it ends, I would love to see a sequel. But the movie is just like basically what I was kind of getting at is it's just like, it's point A, point B, and it just like goes straight there.
Yeah, it's a pretty straight line.
Like, it's a pretty direct movie. Like it's all fucking meat and substance, I felt like. And
for me, that's fine because I'm a horror movie guy, and I think what Blumhouse is mainly horror type stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And that's kind of the standard horror affair. That's what it felt.
Right.
This movie wasn't really horror at all. But like, A to B straight line, that's kind of, to me, more of a horror type thing.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe that's what the influence.
I think it feels more like a psychological horror. Like, I don't know if that's specifically a genre, but it just has like, and then there's like so much, and like that the main actor, I really loved him in this because like he just there's so much to talk about just there. Like he does such a great job, and then because there's also a lot of humor Like, which this movie was not what I was expecting at all. Like,
Same.
I didn't watch a trailer, but like from like the front of the movie, the cover, and like the synopsis and stuff, it just was not what I was expecting. And I feel like this is a gem, a diamond in the rough, and like definitely something that anyone into any sort of science fiction, like this is a movie that you should watch. Like, even if you end up not liking it, like it's still an interesting experience. I feel like.
I totally agree. I really like this movie. And to me, it felt very. I'm a giant nerd. We know this.
Yeah.
It felt very Shadowrun to me, the role playing game. Because I used to play the shit out of Shadowrun, and like it felt like Street Samurais. The guys that are chasing him, with like the guns in their hands and like the weird nanite things. It felt very Shadowrun.
Yeah.
Even like the stem. There's a thing in Shadowrun called move by wire system, where basically all your nerves are replaced by wires. So you can move super quick. That's what the AI felt like to me, at least.
Yeah.
I'm curious, like, what did you think the movie was going to be?
I thought, well, like when I seen it was a Blumhouse, I thought it was gonna be more horror-esque. And then like when the movie starts and they walk down into Aaron's house, I was like, motherfuckers. I thought it was going to be like a centralized location movie, and it was just going to like take place in that one location in that house, because you get a lot of that in horror films. It's like, hey, we have a set, so this is what we're working with. Especially like the lower budget ones, which I feel like they really went like
seemed to have a pretty decent budget for this movie. Like there was a lot of different sets, and they were interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, especially the house, especially Aaron's house. But I mean, they were all. Gray's house was interesting. The bar was interesting. The like bathroom shower in the back of the bar with like all the fucking shell casings on the ground.
Yeah. Then they did like the whole like highway scene.
Yeah.
And then you have your like, I don't know, pretty much like the final scene after that. I mean,
well, there was where the hacker is.
Yeah. Okay.
That had a bit going on there too.
Like. Now that you mention it, like this is the most cyberpunk video game closest like movie, like because has a personality inside of him that's an AI that he's dealing with, that's trying to take over his body, which is just like the Johnny shit. And then you're dealing with people that have modifications. So yeah, that is pretty awesome.
It's like very early
there was
Night
finger
City.
guns in that.
Yeah. Finger guns.
And then you're talking about like the ridiculous nanites. Yeah, the nanites were pretty ridiculous. Like I didn't like those.
Yeah,
they could have like totally cut that shit completely out.
Well, it was
fine.
It was a neat idea, but it was horribly executed. Like the guy treated it oddly, like doing the fake sneeze at the bartender, and then like they like zoomed in on the nanites and they like flipped out scythes, and I was like, this is fucking stupid. What the hell is this?
Because the guys that were that essentially did the hit, they were ex-soldiers. Like so, like they kind of just one-liner that in there from the main soldier guy. I don't know. I don't remember names in this.
Soldier Boy?
Yeah, Soldier Boy. So like
Fisk.
Oh yeah, that's why I was like, oh, I should remember that, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Fisk,
yeah,
right. I didn't. So yeah, like I don't know. They one-liner that part in there, and then you're like, all right, that kind of makes sense. But like he throws out the line of like, "Why are we going into my old neighborhood?" And I'm like, oh, he grew up in the rough part of town, or some shit like that. You thought you were gonna get more gray backstory, and you didn't.
You got none of it.
You know, like, oh, he likes working on cars, and like he's just like a traditional guy that like doesn't want any of these modifications.
Yeah,
like, it's just
so like that was one of the other things that almost seemed like a plot hole, because at the end when the AI is like, why did you choose me and all this stuff, and he's like, because you were pure, you had no modifications, and like, okay, so does everyone have like a modification? Because the doctor was like, I've never seen so many modifications on a person. So like, what's the norm? Because like the norm is never explained.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Well, so there's a lot of medical talk about using modifications.
Yeah.
Like, so I think it's to be assumed, granted not expanded on, but I think it's to be assumed that basically any medical condition is like treatable with some sort of way. Because even Aaron says something about instead of having like several devices, you just need the one. Talking about STEM. So like, I think that's why like he doesn't have any. I think the norm is that like if you have a medical problem, it's treated with some sort of cybernetic, and then in the back alley, the cybernetics have been treated as like advanced weaponry.
Yeah.
So that was my takeaway anyway.
Yeah, but I feel like we're putting a lot of other fiction into that to come up with that assumption, right?
Yeah,
because it never tells you
I'm
that.
assuming
It
like,
never tells you that. So
Right.
it's like that's not in the movie, so I can't give the movie credit for our assumption based on our consumption of other media, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, okay, that's like a whole conversation.
I mean,
because we do that a lot.
Well, yeah, but it has to imply it at least more than this movie did, because I didn't really feel like this movie
it
did.
is left to like an assumption.
Yeah.
Administer PM meds. Error. Like,
are you trying to commit suicide over there?
like,
Yeah.
He just kept doing it.
Yeah.
And then eventually it's like, we've given you enough.
I thought that was a really good scene. I really liked that.
Yeah. Just
I was
looking
like,
for the
man,
off
fuck.
switch.
The
I was
first
just
thing he
like-
does when he gets home is pours himself a drink. I was like, all right, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that Logan Marshall Green, who's
Mhm.
not done a lot by any means, I thought he did a really good job in this movie.
I did too.
I like the character. Like, I like the gray character a lot.
Yeah.
Like, and no other character in the movie really stands out. Maybe the wife, like in the beginning, you're like, okay, she's like kind of cool, like,
Yeah, she was cool.
yeah, and then that was it. Like,
just not
no
a lot.
other
She
character
died in 5
aside
minutes.
from Cortez stands out in the movie. Because, Cortez is like, and even then she wasn't in it. Like, this movie flies by so fast.
I was
Yeah.
like, man, I know this dude from somewhere. He was Shocker number 1 that gets disintegrated in Homecoming.
That's upsetting because he should
Oh.
totally be in the MCU as a different character eventually.
Yeah.
Who was? Shocker number 1. Wait, the bad guy? Or the doctor?
Yes, Shane, with your bedroom eyes.
Okay. Say what?
Doesn't
This
matter.
got awkward.
So what? No, what'd you say?
Who was Shocker number 1?
Logan Marshall Green.
He was?
He's the one that like shows up late, and then like he's the one that's like shooting the guns off in the park, and when he gets back,
Right.
Keaton like disintegrates him. And he's
Right.
like, I thought that was the gravity gun. No, that's that one over there.
Fuck. Well, anyways, I like this actor. I seen him in some stuff early on, like early 2000s, and I was like, oh, this guy's pretty cool. Like, he's got a good look for like a character, like just like a regular like action movie type guy. And then he did nothing for like 17 years. And then this movie, and I was like, I really want to watch this movie just because he was in it mostly. And then I seen it was a Cyberpunk movie, and I was like, oh, I could sneak this one in. And it's the most Cyberpunk movie I've watched thus far. So
It's very cyberpunk.
Except for Johnny Mnemonic.
I don't know, dude. I think this tops Johnny Mnemonic. It's at least better.
I haven't seen. I didn't watch
okay.
Johnny Mnemonic
No,
with you
Johnny
guys.
Mnemonic is way more cyberpunk, but it's literally just a cyberpunk movie. Like it's like everything about that movie is cyberpunk.
I'm going to backtrack for a second because I realized that you thought I was going to say a character. So
Okay.
I want to know what character you thought I was going to say.
Who were you gonna say?
I don't know.
You
I
just
just
didn't
want him
have
to
one?
be in the
Oh,
MCU.
okay.
He would make a good superhero.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Who?
Logan Marshall.
Logan Marshall Green, the same guy
No.
we've been talking about.
What
What character?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why don't you guys
Oh,
both
let's discuss
get a piece
it.
of paper,
Batman.
write it down, and then put it face down on the table and see if you guys get the same one. We can do this
I'm
off mic
thinking.
if you would prefer.
I'm
I
thinking.
mean,
Like, I want you guys to think about it for a minute.
Let's do that. Let's think about it.
No, I mean, I already had one, but I just like.
You don't want to show your hand first? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well, this way you can do it evenly.
Oh, you were throwing me one. I thought you were throwing me your answer. I was
Okay.
like, damn, you were thinking about it, and then it just came out.
This is exciting.
Yeah, let's see.
We never get to have games anymore.
Let's see what happens.
No peeking. Dave, you have any comments on this movie? I mean, like, as far as like what you were thinking going into it?
So I didn't know anything about it. Like I hadn't even heard of it, and I dug it.
I watched like 10 minutes of it at work, and I was like, I think this is that movie I really want to watch. And then I looked it up on IMDb, and I was like, I'm gonna watch this fucking movie at some point. It just worked out.
Yeah, I really dug it. I feel like the movies on this show have been more like thought provoking, and like that's cool and all, but like I'm a simple dude.
Yeah,
I like violence and boobies.
That's why I like this movie. There needed boobies in it. That's the only thing.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
the violence was pretty dope.
The violence was
Yeah.
really good. The fight scenes were really good.
It was surprising,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
like you didn't like really see a lot of like gore, and then he like cuts that dude's head almost in half, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh shit!
Yeah,
He's
I
like, I
was
can't
sitting
do
in my
it,
basement
Stim.
going, shit.
Yeah,
I can't do it, Stim. You gotta do it for me. And he's like, she's like, ugh, like looking away.
yeah,
And Stim's just like, no.
yeah.
I like the beginning when Stim first turns on and he goes, I'm so sorry. He's just kicking that dude's ass.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who I want him to play.
Oh my God.
I'll be
Shane
honest.
really
I
wrote
keep
something
thinking-
down.
I know. He's too old to play who I want him to play.
You want to play Wolverine?
I want him to play the recast of Danny Rand,
Okay. You threw it out there.
but he's too old. Like, I don't know that it would work. They'd have to age Iron Fist by like 15 years.
Do you want to read that, or do you want Dave to read it?
I'll totally read it. Oh, I forgot I don't know how to read.
This is going to be challenging. Did you make a Braille copy too?
This is really folded. You folded the hell out of this paper.
Yeah, it's like check yes or no.
Batman. Sorry. You put Logan. Logan. I could see that.
Yeah,
That's who I
his name.
seen.
Yeah.
I really could see him.
I don't know how tall he is though. How tall you think?
Well,
he
he's
is?
pretty tall enough. I
Yeah.
mean, I could see him in the
want him
biopic
to
of
be
Logan Paul
short.
in 20 years.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck off!
like you wanted Russell Crowe to play Wolverine originally.
No, I think. I mean, he could probably play Wolverine. I was trying to think
He
of
could
just
definitely
like
grow a beard.
I was trying
like,
to. Yeah, I was trying to think
he's
of
got
like
the
a
hair
really
for it.
good, sarcastic with a smile character that he could play, because like he really pulled all of that off in this movie.
I want Nick Nolte to play Wolverine.
You're like
I
the
want
only
Nick Nolte to
person-
play Old Man Wolverine.
Yes.
What the fuck?
The whole time it's like, oh, hell. That's my Nick Nolte. That's all I got.
He's 5'11".
Oh,
See, I've already like my head canon for the next Wolverine is Jared Kelso.
Kesso.
Yeah.
Wayne.
Yeah, Wayne.
How are you now?
Okay, Cyclops. Okay, Cyclops.
It would be so out of character, but I'd love every fucking minute of it.
Oof.
Only if Cyclops was played by that Nathan guy. Oh fuck. The guy that Derry. That's his name, right? Yeah.
I don't know his actual name.
No, it's Nathan something, I'm pretty sure. Cause I don't Dan he's actually a comedian. I don't remember his name.
Trevor something.
Yeah. He plays Professor X.
Oh my God. Yes. Letterkenny X-Men. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm not watching this.
And then
I'm watching it. It's going to be better than what Fox did.
who
so.
does she play? Shit.
Nathan Dales and
Yeah.
K. Trevor Wilson.
Yeah.
Who does Katie play? Like Katie Pride or
Rogue.
something?
Rogue.
Rogue. Ooh.
Yeah. No, like actually, like
Bonnie McMurray.
Bonnie McMurray
That's our
plays
Jean Grey.
Yeah, no, she plays Jubilee.
Oh, so who's our Jean Grey? Gaylor.
Yep, it's Gaylor.
Yeah.
It's Gaylor.
So everybody's like trying not to have sex with her instead of she's just like, yeah.
Wayne to play Beast, or not Wayne to play Glenn to play Beast. He's like, oh Logan, come here.
Stewart's got to be Magneto.
Oh my god.
Oof. I would have said Toad, but whatever, Dave.
That's Roldy. Roldy's obviously going to play Toad, man.
Yeah.
Picture that.
Yeah. What movie did we watch?
Unfortunately,
Magneto.
Letterkenny.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I love that show. See, everything just revolves around Letterkenny.
Can we do more cold opens in this show?
Yes.
just as like a formal
Can we do the
request.
alphabet one?
If you want to.
I can't, but like you guys can.
can we?
Yeah,
I
dude,
cannot.
those fucking, they're cold opens. Oh my god. That's some of the best
God.
art I've ever seen.
Mhm.
Like, it's fucking magnificent.
And this movie was surprisingly magnificent to me.
Yeah, I was thoroughly surprised. I liked this movie. And to
Thanks for
touch
bringing
on
it back, Nathan.
Yeah.
to
You're
touch
welcome.
on Shane's issue with sneezing in today's day and age.
If they'd have been wearing masks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put your fucking mask on, bartender dude. You'd be alive today.
I don't think a mask would stop nanites, but I mean, Dr. Fauci, feel free to call me and,
Yeah.
or email us and let us know.
Oh, he's calling me right now, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, we got Dr. Fauci on the line.
Yeah, he said it's good.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. Did he say to double mask or is just one fine?
Just one's fine.
Just one's fine.
and like
okay.
with the nose sticking out, that's ideal. is what he
Oh,
told me.
okay. Perfect. Sweet.
That's how I wear my mask all the
Solid.
time.
We do not give medical advice on this show. I just want to go ahead and throw that out there.
I also want to say we are a few
have
weeks
had COVID.
ahead on recording and releasing. So if COVID is over by the time you hear this, we're sorry that we dated this episode. Speaking of being
Are we
a few
releasing
weeks
this
ahead,
in 3 years?
no, dude, vaccines, man. They're out. They're happening.
Oh, yeah. Did we get an email?
Let's move it along. We did get an email.
Okay. Anti-vaxxer.
We got an email from Bill from Indy. He said, you should definitely do those Alien movies. Chappie sucks. Bill from Indy does not like Chappie.
Thanks,
Wait,
Bill.
does he mean like District 9? Or does he mean Alien? Bill from Indy. 4 weeks later. We need you to reply.
Fuck mother.
Nah.
I think he means Alien because, like, Alien, and I was thinking about it after I read the email. I was like, you know what? Alien is kind of cyberpunky.
Yeah, because it's about a corporation.
Yeah, it's
and
about
stuff. Yeah.
shitty
So how many of them do you
corporations
wanna
doing
do?
shitty
'Cause I
corporate
have them
stuff.
all.
I would say
Bill
Aliens
from
is
Indy.
more cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Alien is more horror.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
just what I wanted to say. Sorry for
yeah.
quit staring at me,
you're-
Shane.
You're fine.
We
Hey, baby girl.
I think we offended Dave's horror sensibilities by calling the first one cyberpunk.
Yeah, you did. And I'm upset.
Well, okay, Dave. Let's clear the air. All right, just because a movie is a horror movie doesn't mean it can't be a cyberpunk movie.
I mean,
and just
that's true.
because a movie is a cyberpunk movie doesn't mean it can't be a horror movie.
Some things that we just said, we might not have meant all of it. And we might have gone a little bit too far. And for that, I apologize. And I hope we can figure out what this thing that we're doing between all of us is and how to move forward.
Shut the fuck up, Dawson.
Oh, I get it now.
I
This-
fucking
you
hate
fucking
that
kidding
show
me?
so much.
I don't want to wait for my life to be over.
Man, I love Dawson and Creek.
His name is Pacey, and he's the best character.
Followed
Oh my
by
God.
Jack.
Followed by Jen.
I wish Joshua Jackson did more.
Oh, what Marvel character should he play?
Oh, Cyclops.
Howard
Damn.
the Duck.
No, I'm just kidding. Howard the Duck.
Dude, I'd watch that.
Didn't Seth Green just do Howard the Duck's
Yes.
voice? Let's keep that.
So you guys want to rate this movie?
I'd rate it.
I want to rate Dawson's Creek.
0.02.
1 star.
Is that a brown star?
I'm not making that joke.
Okay, so upgrade. I'm gonna rate it.
Rate it.
7.8.
Nice.
I think it's a pretty good movie that could be a lot better. There wasn't really anything bad about it other than the one scene that we talked about a little bit with the nanites. I thought that was fucking stupid. But beyond that, I thought it was a good movie, and they could have done a lot more with the world building and delved more into the other parts of the background stories and the background of characters and stuff like that. And I think it would have made it a better movie. So 7.8. Russell?
Well, Shane, as we just learned earlier on Dawson's Creek, horror films are not about the set or the story. They're about the people in the movie. So I'm going to give this movie an 8.9.
That's what I think about your rating.
Movie 8.9 because it, to me, this felt like it. I mean, it's a very character-driven movie. The main character is like it's focused around him. My biggest issue most of the time with movies like this that are like just outside of the horror genre, Dave, would you say that that's fair?
Yes.
Like it's not a horror movie, but it's like right. It
might be
close.
on the line. Yeah.
It's like right outside. It lives in the country of horror movies.
I'm the horror guru of this show now.
Yeah, that's you. That's what happens when you're a judgmental asshole. So
hey,
I'm just kidding.
You're talking to Dave, not Shane, dude.
I wasn't judging at all. What the hell?
You can't just nakedly attack Dave.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
That's not fair.
You're not even naked.
Please don't. Dave, please don't quit. The show got better when you showed up.
I'll think about it.
Yeah, I was gonna retire, and then you showed up.
I don't know what I was saying.
Well, you were insulting Dave, so there.
Before my misplaced insult.
Something that they do in horror movies, which this isn't a horror movie. Yeah.
So my biggest problem usually with horror movies is the ending.
Yeah.
Because either
that had to have gotten at least like a whole point out of you.
Oh yeah, they're like 2 points. Like had it ended differently, It probably would have been under 7.5. I probably would have given it a 7 had they gone with the ending you kind of think they're going to go with.
Oh yeah, it's like it is a triple twist.
See, I know things sometimes.
So, because usually what happens is the bad guy wins for no reason.
Yeah.
And the movie's just over. Or the good guy wins for just no reason and the movie's over, which is one of my primary issues with horror movies. Whereas like this kind of went back to like the old school classic like horror films where like the bad guy wins, but then it took away the coming next or next time or whatever. Like you get in Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, and like the good guys win, the bad guy's still alive somewhere. I hate that too. So, but the ending, it's okay. We can disagree.
No, it's fine. I love you, Russell. I won't call you names.
Man, I'm an asshole.
Calling other people judgmental assholes.
Now you feel bad.
So I do. So the ending to me was actually like my favorite part of the movie. Just because I fucking like no hope. All hope is fucking gone by the end of this movie. And so it cuts to the scene where like out of nowhere, it just kind of like cuts to the scene where he's laying in bed and his wife wakes up, and I'm pissed. That's how I feel in this scene, because I'm like, if you tell me this whole thing was a dream, I will lose my fucking mind. I would have rated this movie a 4.
Oh,
so
yeah.
then
if the whole movie was a dream, it was fucking hot garbage.
Yeah, then I was like, oh, he's gonna fight back from this coma and wake up and stop Stim, blah 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 blah, and then it would have gotten like a 7. And then he didn't, and Stim kills the police officer and turns away and walks like fucking eerily into the camera, and I was just like, I'm hard. That was amazing.
Well, don't forget the Stem like tastes Gray's blood, right? Like licks the blood off his hands and then like looks at it, smiles, and then like keeps walking. They're like, oh, okay,
yeah,
awesome.
Oh, so, all right,
an AI with human body and a taste for blood,
which is why I want a sequel, because in the sequel you can have Gray trying to fight back, but like this movie was fucking great, and I don't even need a sequel. Like, I fucking loved it. This is a gem. Watch this movie.
Before we get to any more ratings, I think that would be an interesting movie that I don't know that I've ever seen. If you have any ideas, if that's happened, a horror movie where the villain or the monster basically has someone else inside it that's like fighting back, trying to stop it from happening. Because it's sort of like a werewolf thing, but like not really, because usually they're fully transformed. They have no control at all.
So it's like a reverse.
So like they're like inside seeing it happen. It's like a possession thing.
Right.
They talk about it a lot in like Supernatural and stuff, when people get like they exorcise demons and the person's like, oh, I could see what was happening, but I couldn't do anything about it. But like Gray could exert force on Stem, so that it would be an interesting movie to see like that sequel.
Yeah.
But I think I know why you like this ending so much. It's the ending you wanted in Cyberpunk.
I mean, so I just like, not too many movies end with a happy ending. And then also I've come to the conclusion too that too many movies don't have a real bad guy. Like somewhere in the 2000s, cinema started doing this thing where they were like, bad guys need a reason to be a bad guy. And sometimes people are just shitty people, and we need to see that reflected in our media. Like, you shouldn't have, like, I like when they take a thing and they're like, oh, you don't know if this is a good guy or a bad guy, because there's different perspectives for everything. But genuinely, sometimes people are just shitty, which was one of the things that made The Dark Knight so good, because
like all the characters in Dawson's Creek.
Yeah. Or self-righteous assholes, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
But so like sometimes you like The Dark Knight was like in the middle of like all of those movies that were like, is he a bad guy or is he just like his perspective skewed? And The Dark Knight came out and was like, oh no, the Joker's just actually like a piece of shit. But I mean, he even still had a message, so it was like a turn
he
of
also
it.
was like, he also like made fun of that. He was like, yeah, I'm just a dog that chases cars. I don't have a plan. But like the whole time he had a fucking plan, he was full of shit. Yeah. He was literally just fucking with Harvey. And like that was the great thing about that Joker.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing about a lot of villains, or this villain in particular, that you don't know is a villain for half the movie. You know, that he's just like, I just want to exist and fuck shit up. He doesn't even say that he wants to fuck shit up. It's like it doesn't matter.
Right, yeah.
Because he's like he's a machine, so he doesn't give a fuck about human life. He's just like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna fuck this guy's whole face up and like cut his throat and shit, and like whatever.
Don't care.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There was no need to fucking kill that first guy, but he did it. You know?
Yeah, so like I mean, just like I watch a movie to feel stuff, and I don't always want to feel the same thing. I don't always want a happy ending. Sometimes I want to feel at the end of the movie that there is no hope. And like, I don't know if that's fucked up, but
no. Speaking from a guy who loves horror movie, no, you're good.
Dave,
I had a quick comment to Russell.
Yeah,
you've probably seen it, but if not, one of my favorite movies where the bad guy wins and there is no hope is The Thing.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies, period. But like the end of the movie, like the bad guy wins. You're not sure who the bad guy is. And there's like absolutely no hope.
Yeah. The Thing is like one of the best horror movies ever.
Yes.
So like it's top 5. It's top 5, man.
Definitely agree.
Your rating for this movie?
Oh, for this movie, not The Thing?
Yeah. I mean, you can just throw a random number out for The Thing if you want to, but that's not what we're talking about.
25 for The Thing.
Okay.
But I'm going to go with a 8.5.
Okay.
I really like this movie. Like I said earlier, like it's pretty simple. It's a simple like plot, which is fine. I don't need to feel all the time when I watch movies.
Yeah.
I feel too much in my life. So if I just watch a movie, I don't have to feel. I'm good.
Right.
I feel too much. Oh God, I let too much out in the podcast. Shit.
I'm gonna edit it out. It's fine.
But yeah, 8.5.
This movie, 8.5. 8.5. Yeah, this one, 8.5. That's what it's actually gonna sound like.
You can leave it in. I don't care.
All right, Nathan, what do you got for us?
Well, I'm gonna give this a rating of 2 because I don't appreciate the way Russell insulted Dave. It was a little much. Okay, that was my rating for Russell's insult on Dave. For this movie, I'm gonna give it a high rating. I don't do numbers. Watch this motherfucker. Like, I rented it on Amazon. I recommend you go to Walmart. It's probably in a bargain bin on Blu-ray for $5. Go pick it up, watch it, but don't keep it. Give it to a friend and let them experience it too. Because this movie's a hidden gem. And we don't get those a lot. Like, most of the time we watch like all the crap that Hollywood shoves down our throat. This movie was not shoved down our throat. This is just one that just kind of sneaks in. I don't know if it went to the theaters. I don't know if it was just a B movie, but it's a pretty solid B movie. And I would highly recommend.
Yeah, I don't feel like it had any of the earmarks of a B movie other than like not really knowing any of the fucking people that were in it.
Yeah,
right.
Like I knew the main character from some stuff.
Yeah. And it wasn't like from South Africa, so like that's not the reason we don't know all the people.
Now it's
in
got
it.
an extra point from me, which brings the total up to I don't fucking know.
High +1.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's a good Yelp review. Not a sponsor.
Yet.
Russell, what are we watching next week?
Next week, we have a giant Hollywood production that's been shoved down our throat for years as we watch The Matrix.
Oh, shit.
Damn. All right.
I think I'm going to come down with the Rona.
That means we're all going to come down with the Rona.
Oh, shit. Then I have to watch all 3 Matrix movies.
Let me look up how to view it real quick.
That DVD you've had for 10 years.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm going to use.
I'm pretty sure there's like 4 DVDs of it in our basement.
It's 2-sided. One side's full screen, one side's widescreen.
This movie is available on HBO Max if you have a subscription, or you can rent it on Amazon for $3.99. Looks like you can also buy it on Amazon for $3.99. That's weird. Or, as we said, dig through your box of DVDs and throw it in. I'm excited to watch this one, guys. It's been a while since I watched The Matrix.
It's been a very long time for me.
So, like, also, we're just doing the first movie.
Thank God you clarified.
I just want our listeners to know that they don't have to not listen for 3 episodes.
Yeah, just the one.
We're just
No, please listen.
Yeah, we're just doing the one movie.
Hey, if you guys sat through Dark City, you can sit through an episode of us talking about The Matrix.
Yeah. Although my personal thoughts on the trilogy are that only really the 3rd movie is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people have disagreed with me about that, but I actually liked Matrix Reloaded. Didn't care for the 3rd one, though.
I mean, I like the first one. I felt like it was just good enough there.
Yeah, it is.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
excited
nice
for
and
other
complete.
movies we're going to do.
That being?
Dread.
Yeah.
I've not seen
I love
it.
that movie.
We'll go ahead and do a coming soon. So after The Matrix, we're going to move on to do Judge Dredd and Dredd. Judge Dredd starring Sylvester Stallone and Dredd starring Carl Urban.
Yeah, not Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. And then we'll do Repo Man Repo Man? I don't actually know. But it's got Jude Law and Forrest Whitaker in it. Is that
Repo
right?
Man does?
Yeah.
Holy shit,
I
it
feel
does.
like that's right. Jude Law and Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
And then we'll do Repo the Genetic Opera.
Ugh.
And then after that, we'll get into.
Sorry, I'm gonna call it now. That movie's gonna be the most like hot topic goth we're gonna watch, and I'm gonna hate it.
Oh yeah, probably. Wait, Repo Man or Repo the Genetic Opera?
The Genetic Opera. Have you ever seen it before?
They literally sold it at Hot Topic for like 3 years.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
not a movie from like the 80s.
That's where I planned on picking it up.
No.
No, it's newer.
Repo
Oh, is
Man.
it?
There's a movie called Repo Man from the 80s that has Emilio Estevez and Harry Dean Stanton.
Mhm.
It's about car repossession and being punk.
It's good.
Right.
It is good.
Yeah, I liked it.
And then I thought Repo Man was based off of. I thought with the one with Jude Law and Forrest Whitaker was based off the Genetic Opera.
It might be. I don't really know. I've seen
either.
Genetic Opera once, and it was with my goth girlfriend that I don't even remember her name because it was so long ago and she sucked. And
Congratulations.
thanks.
Like
Did she
your
have
blood?
big titties?
What?
Did she have big titties though?
I mean, they were all right, but
No.
I'm always looking for the big titty
titty
goth
girlfriend.
girl. Yeah,
Time out. Did she suck your blood?
maybe.
Hmm.
She didn't do a
All
whole
right,
lot of sucking.
And then after that, we're going to move on to Lucy,
Sorry.
Ghost in the Shell, The 13th Floor, Ex Machina, and Predestination. That's what we got lined up for you right now.
All right.
And
Still
then
sorry for
we'll-
that comment. Sorry.
We'll let you know.
We're gonna watch Final Destination.
Predestination.
Is that
Ethan
before
Hawke
Final
film.
Destination? 'Cause
Yes.
it's a
Yes, it
pre?
is.
Okay.
Technically, I mean, it takes place before and after.
During,
Maybe during. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a good movie. The movie's fucking great. I'm excited to watch that
Is
movie.
Devin Sawa in it?
No.
I don't want to watch it.
All right, that's it. I'll quit talking now.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. This has been DQP Does, where we went over Upgrade. Gray's not here anymore. He's in a better place, in his mind, where he wants to be. I've taken over now. A fake world is a lot less painful than the real one. All I needed was for his mind to break, and he broke it.
Ah, fuck. I was gonna argue that that was actually a good ending, and the movie actually ended on a good note.
Do it now.
No.
This has been a production of the Drafty Quarters Podcast Network.